What up?
The top Jesus,
The
really?
top 3 reasons you're still single.
And your live love advice here starting in just a second on
Game Over.
And we're back. See, that's how the show is not supposed to open,
bitches.
right? You know, it's Monday. It has been a really screwed up day. If you're just joining us, welcome to Game Over. I'm Charles J. Orlando.
And that makes me Lisa Stedman. And this is your Street Smart Love Advice show. And look, Game Over coffee mugs. Ting! Cheers.
And we're dishing today on all kinds of good stuff.
We are dishing on all kinds of good stuff. And one of my favorite things to talk about is the reasons why a lot of singles still think they're single versus what might actually be the real reason. We're dishing out the street smart truth about that. But before we do that, Charles, you are the king of surveys. I was going to say the queen, which might be more appropriate. So.
Hello.
Hi. But Puppy, in this case, we are talking about...
The pulse.
Yeah.
Okay. Fiona. During the graphics, producer Fiona looks at us and goes, "Audio sucks." Nice. And by the way, her voice is actually that deep. Just so you know. Audio sucks. So sorry, the audio sucks.
We're here.
The
Welcome.
pulse.
The pulse. These are the stats. I think we're distracted by the coffee.
1,000 people surveys. The top 5 answers are on the board. Here's the question.
I want to win. Oh shit.
We asked 1,000 people, or 1,600 people. Excuse me.
Charles has 1,600 women.
Once in a committed relationship, is it okay to find other people attractive?
So before we give the results, think about that for a minute. Once you're in a committed relationship, okay to look, browse, peruse, and say cute.
But I think it's really normal, right? I mean, because we're human beings, and you're in a relationship.
Hello.
You're not dead.
We're
you're not
human
dead.
beings, and our nether regions sometimes don't know the difference. So
Right.
if we're like
Nether
hormonally
region?
into somebody,
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Nether. The audio sucks. Was that nether region?
nether region. Dude, sometimes you cannot help, like, you're scoping out a hottie and it's so inappropriate, and it's just like you are zeroing in like a laser tractor beam with your nether regions.
Okay, sometimes there was a movie that said
Just
that
me?
the hills have eyes. Apparently, nether regions
The
do too.
DJ has eyes.
1,600 responses. 87% said it was fine to look,
Woo!
but not touch,
Yeah.
and not to compare to your current partner. Dean,
Okay,
that's for sure.
I'm calling BS right there. Like,
Well, there's 13% that's saying no.
so 13% are saying it's not okay to even look.
You can't even look. He's with me. He can't look at anybody else.
How do you control this and this? Like, he can love you and still look.
Well, yeah, and so I have news for the 13%, right? Here's the real deal. Either he's telling you he's not looking, and he's looking, or he's telling you he's not looking, and he's looking. That's pretty much how it's going, right?
I mean, how unrealistic is it to expect your partner never to look at another person of the opposite sex and go,
You're supposed to look.
I mean, not obviously. Like, you're not supposed to be like, hey, look at that one over there while
That's
I'm
what
with
I
you.
do.
I know, and it's so annoying.
Damn! Right?
Damn, girl, you're fine!
This is how it's going to go today. Stick around. We double dog dare you.
But that, okay, so first of all,
Audio sucks.
Numero uno. Shit, we are in trouble today. Numero uno, to expect your partner to never, oh my god, producer Fiona is falling over. To never expect your partner to ever again find someone attractive, so unrealistic.
Right, and on the real side, like out of that 13% is really suffering for some serious insecurity. Like all bullshit aside.
Right. So for that 13%, I have a question. Do you never think anyone else is cute? Do you never think like have a hottie crush on like Orlando Bloom or and he's not even in my God, why did I say Orlando Bloom?
You bet Johnny Depp, right?
No,
You meant Brad Pitt, right?
I meant Channing Tatum and that guy from Homeland. Oh, I forget his name, but he's like smoldery.
No, Zac Efron?
We need men.
He's too old for
not boys.
All right.
We need men. Although he does have those divots I like.
You hear that? That's more nether region discussion.
This is the G-rated version of how I describe men's nether regions.
I feel very violated as the only man in this room. Lewis, I'd appreciate if you would come pick up your wife right away.
Snap!
So
okay.
to those 13%, like, get a serious grip. Like, they're looking anyway. They're looking anyway.
We're not being very helpful today, are we?
Yeah, you know what? Fiona, can we please go to he said, she said? Just go.
Sorry.
Audio sucks.
Audio problem.
Please comment on our fan page about our audio. We want to hear how bad it sucks for you.
And how we're doing such a disservice to humanity by even broadcasting today.
It's been a very bad.
Setting the coffee down.
All right. The reason you tuned in was not to listen to this bullshit.
No.
But to talk
Read
about
smart love advice.
the top 3 reasons you're still single.
Oh, God, you made it seem like there's something wrong with me. I'm actually married, but yes.
Let's talk about the top 3 reasons that Lisa's still single.
Yeah, so this comes from years of talking to single women through my books, It's a Breakup, Not a Breakdown, If He's Not the One Who Is, Bad Love No More, How to Meet Your Husband. I've done a lot of interviewing women, talking to women, really getting to know what women think is the reason they're still single.
Right.
And, yeah.
Well, and they do, and you and I have had similar experiences with talking to a variety of women. The reasons that you've come up with are exactly what...
Should we dive into them?
Well, I think you should. Why don't you take number 1 here?
Yeah. Okay, ladies. Raise your hand if you've ever believed, said out loud to anyone in your social circle, there are just no good men left.
Well, and I'll go one further, and I get guys who say this too. All women are shit. They're all sluts. Men are all assholes, right? I mean, these are the statements that are self-defeating, right?
Yep. Very common. So just keep that in the back of your mind as we go through these. Have you ever said that? Okay, next.
And the second one, you probably have your ex on a pedestal. You're not over that last relationship, right?
He's so fabulous. He's so perfect. Anyone I'm on a date with, anyone who's sitting across from me will never measure up. And I'm just going to tell you all the reasons. I'm going to count them in my head while I'm sitting across from you, or while I meet you, or while I talk to you.
And guys
all
say
the
the same
reasons
things.
That you're not right.
Yeah, and guys say
that you're not as good. Yeah.
They say these same things where they go out on a date with another woman after a breakup, and she just can't get it back together, or they don't have an ex that won't measure up, but they have this plan in their head of what they're supposed to equal, or a perfect man.
Okay.
You know, where it's this thing that they've mapped it out since they were 6 years old, and they know exactly who they're looking for.
Danger zone.
Well, and a lot of women do this too.
Oh, hell yeah. We've had our marriages mapped, or our weddings. Not even marriages, ladies. We think we got, and that's a whole other topic.
Yeah, he's going to be 6'3", 220. You know,
all muscle, drive a fabulous car, have a fabulous bank account.
Lisa would talk to you about girth, not length, right? So, you know, that's...
Ladies, come on. Just saying.
What's number 3, please?
All right, number 3. You think that you are too old, too fat, too screwed up to find love. And this isn't even about an age, a number on the scale, or anything else. It's a belief in your head. I know so many gorgeous women who think this.
Right.
I'm too old, I'm too screwed up, I'm too overweight, like, my body's not perfect. Oh, honey, stop it.
Well, and a lot of men have that running too.
Do they?
Yeah, sure.
That's actually really helpful to know.
Oh, sure. Well, we can do a separate show on what men are actually afraid of and what they think.
I'm excited for that show. We need to do that.
And that's coming up after the first of the year, so stick around. But no, these are all self-defeating reasons that men and women, you know, sit and ponder on, and they destroy whatever potential there is for a relationship before it even starts. So you know, they take themselves out of the game before the game even begins.
Yeah, and we want to talk about some solutions, but first, we want to talk about Your Tango.
Yeah, Your Tango is a great site.
It's a great website dedicated to all of your relationships. You're single, you're married, you're dating, you're breaking up, you're divorced, you have kids. A whole lot. I have to take a breath about that.
Yeah, and we are 2 experts on there as well.
Yeah, we're featured experts on Your Tango.
But we're happy that they're sponsoring the show. So head over to yourtango.com and check them out at facebook.com/yourtango. So how can you stop self-defeating on this kind of stuff, Lisa? Where you got, I mean, we've called out the three or four top reasons why people are really beating themselves up.
You believe there are no good men or women left. Let's just recap. You think your ex was the one and you screwed it up and nobody's ever going to measure up.
So or you got a plan.
Or you got a plan of who's perfect and nobody's ever going to measure up.
Right.
And number 3, you think you are too old, too fat, too screwed up, to whatever it is for you to find love.
So can I take the first one here?
Go for it.
So the reality check is you're beating yourself up and feeding yourself a bunch of lies, right?
Yeah.
There are plenty of good men and good women out there. And
efficiency.
Yeah, totally. I mean, you know, you can sit and have a bitter, angry party with yourself and with your friends about how everybody sucks.
Yikes,
right?
that sounds like a pity party for one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
and
you
don't
do
do that if you need to.
And then stop.
Be done.
And then realize that there are great people out there. What you mean is that the people that you've been attracted to are shit. Okay, like we can talk about
There's
that.
a solution there. So I think the thing that's really important is your beliefs, your reality will match your beliefs. So stick with me for a minute. Let's say you believe, Charles, that there are no good men or women left. So
there are no good men or women left.
Yes. So when you go to the grocery store, when you get in your car and you get into traffic, when you're walking down the street, when you need that person to hold that elevator and they don't, you're going to go, see, it's a sign that there are no good men or women left.
Amen.
Amen. Hallelujah. So imagine what would happen, Mr. Giggles, if, don't start, imagine what would happen. I'm going to ignore Charles and producer Fiona. Imagine what would happen if when you left the house every day, you kept your eye out for the good ones. And so when someone let you in traffic or let you in line in the grocery store or held that elevator open, you said, see, that's a sign.
No
There's
doubt.
somebody great out there. And they don't have to be available. It's just proof.
No, but see, but I want you to go one step further.
Okay, let's go.
So Lisa, goes one step further. So look.
Manic today.
No, you talk about, you know, you've talked about other ways to manifest this with the universe, right? Where you get up in the morning.
Yep.
So listen closely. So please talk about that.
Oh, your agreement. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So if that's what's happening, if you're walking around saying, see, I told you, proof there are no good men or women left. That's a belief statement that has been in here for years and years and years.
Right.
A lot of times since childhood, a lot of times based on our parents' relationship, a lot of times based on past relationships. It's all cumulative, right?
Well, and you're putting it out to the universe, which makes it come to you
even
so
more.
How do you change that?
So this exercise, one of my favorite exercises, every morning and every night. So when you first wake up in the morning and right before bed, you say out loud. You don't just write it down. You don't just meditate on it. You can, but I want you to say it out loud so it vibrates in your body. And I did say vibrate. Love is, and then describe what you want love to look and feel like. Not what love has been in the past, not what you think you only deserve, but like love is amazing, love is magnificent, love is here, love is available, abundant, like the list goes on and on. And if you can't think of anything, borrow from the Bible, love is patient, love is kind, whatever it is, so that you can anchor in what you want love to look and feel like, regardless of what you believe is possible. Because as you do this over 30 days, and I highly recommend you do it longer than that, but start with 30 days. As you start doing this, you're going to change what you feel like in your body you actually deserve. And then when it shows up and be shorter or whatever it is, you're not going to go, that's not what I ordered. You're going to go, oh, that's how it feels.
Well, right, and this does two things. This is why I love Lisa's recommendations on this so much, is that it puts out something positive to the universe, and so it does reverberate. We can get into the energetics and all the woo-woo around it, right? But it does put it out positively in the universe. But at the same time, you're hearing it, which means you're going to start recognizing the people who are not right for you.
And be like, next.
Instantly,
yeah.
Right. You just instantly go away because you've been putting all this positivity out there.
And that's a good point. So if you feel like you've been a loser magnet or a jerk magnet, when you start doing this, you're going to see, actually, that jerk doesn't do anything for me, and that jerk doesn't align with what I want. And you're going to be like, no thanks, and it's going to be easy. You're not going to think that's all you deserve.
No doubt, no doubt. So do that. Do that.
Do that.
Let's talk about exes, though.
Yes.
So exes, all relationships have good aspects to them, right?
Exes, they can
But
be so
they're exes for a
dreamy
reason.
in hindsight.
But they're exes for a reason.
Absolutely.
They're exes for a reason, right? So if there was a breakdown in the relationship and you still have your ex on a pedestal, you're looking at a combination of good stuff, and you're not looking at why the relationship broke down in the first place.
Yeah, you're not taking responsibility.
No doubt. So, and there's always two sides of that, right? There's your side and there's the ex's side, and the way those came together is why the relationship broke down. So they have no business sitting on a pedestal anymore, unless you're the one who made all the mistakes in the relationship, which isn't real. And
you may think that's what happened,
sure,
but that's not real.
But even if you did, let's just pretend that that's the reality. You're still supposed to learn from that and move on. So you don't keep your ex on the pedestal. You have to pick up your marbles and go play someplace else.
Pedestal?
I didn't say marbles.
I say
Lisa.
pick that pedestal.
And stop self-defeating.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
if you've had a pattern in the past of being self-defeating in your love life, and here's the other one. If he likes me, there must be something wrong with him. How many ladies have ever said that? That's about the belief inside about what you deserve. So again, go back to this core beliefs. Give yourself permission to stop shaming and blaming, and get on board with the fact that you are a fabulous catch.
No doubt. And let me go one step further for the guys and talk about so many guys who look at a woman that they're interested in and they say, oh, no way, she's out of my league.
Oh.
No one's out of your league. No one's out of your league.
That's
Sure.
true.
And you can take a look at women like Alyssa Milano and Drew Barrymore, who are now in successful relationships, but for a long time they were chronically single because no guys
Jennifer
would give
Love
steps.
Hewitt's still
Another one,
there.
right?
Yeah.
Right, and
We
because
love
these
you.
women are out of everybody's league. No, they're not. No.
No. And Jennifer Love Hewitt, we love you. Come on the show. I think you've got some good ideas and you've written some books about your love adventures, so we'd love to have you on the show.
Definitely. If you have any other comments when it comes to being single and what the challenges are, head over to facebook.com/thegameovershow. Let us know what you're thinking. In the meantime,
Live love advice.
on Game Over, we always take your live advice, or we always take your advice requests and give you live advice back on the show. If you would like to ask us a question, head over to facebook.com/thegameovershow on Facebook. Click the little message button, and Lisa and I will get it here, and we'll give you straight up advice. Street smart.
Yeah, this isn't soft or sweet, so bear with us.
All right, so Lisa, I'm
Bring it.
going to read to you here.
Bring it.
I have had a really solid, this is from C. Hi, C.
Hi, C.
A woman. I had a very solid relationship with my boyfriend for the last 1.5 years. And he does treat me very well 99% of the time.
Woo!
Okay? My best friend treats me with respect and love, but he has this bad habit of talking to people, including me, with a really condescending tone of voice, which makes them think that they're wrong. Okay? When he speaks to me like this, I feel like I'm an idiot. I'm not
As
stupid.
would all of us.
Sure, I'm not
Yeah.
stupid, but I feel like he talks to me like I am. So his tone tears me down, and it makes me really angry. I've talked to him about it, okay? And I let him know that speaking to me about this way, I won't accept. And I know he's not trying to make me feel stupid intentionally, but he's not conscious of his tone of voice. What can I tell him to get him to pay more attention to how he talks?
Well, is that 1% of the time really?
I don't believe that percentage.
Like, if that's a tone, if that's an attitude, if that's a way he behaves in life and towards other people as well as you, my guess is it's more than 1%.
No doubt, no doubt.
Yeah, so this is like a ingrained behavior. I'd actually love your take on a dude who talks like this. What does that boil down to?
Combination of things, I
Okay.
think. I think that he needs other people to see him as correct. So it's either stroking his ego.
Ooh, we'd rather be right than happy.
No doubt. Yeah, we'd rather be right than happy. But he's looking for either an ego boost or ego stroke,
Okay.
or he wants to be recognized and pulled out of his own insecurities.
Okay,
and
yeah, so it
self-insecurities.
feels like insecurity and he compensates by the need to be right.
So that's one possibility.
Sure.
The other is, I mean, if you get an analytical brain who analyzes everything, and you get somebody who's super smart, they're going to think that they have the answers to everything.
Yeah.
And they do pontificate that
Yeah.
way. And that isn't a down on anybody who's got some level of intelligence, right? They just feel that they know everything, and they're just going to tell everybody about it. So don't say anything. I know I'm right on this, Lisa. So,
No,
I knew that. But that's really what it comes down to, and those kind of things are really hard to break out of.
Yeah, if that's the tone he's taking, that says a lot about him, and I don't know that he's going to change that.
Well, he may not be able to recognize
it's part of his core, and I'm not sure you can change this. Is it a deal breaker? I don't know. The fact that you're saying it makes you angry tells me that you guys don't bring out the best in each other, and that tells me that might be leaning towards a game over scenario. I'm on the fence a little here. I am putting out a word of warning. I don't think he can change, so pay attention. And if it's a deal breaker for you, if you feel like you can't be your best self in this relationship, it might be time to move on.
Right, because you talked to him about it and he hasn't changed his behavior.
Yeah, and it's still making you angry, which means you can't accept what's happening.
Yeah, that type of belittling is this is one manifestation of that.
It too.
Yeah, it's one manifestation of it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, the fact that he does it to other people too is really demonstrates how he feels about himself and how he treats people around him.
And I think that's the key though, is that he's not doing this to you. He's doing this to everybody,
so
which means it's about him.
Yeah.
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 All right. So this one's going out to Kay.
Okay. Hi, Kay.
Hi, Kay. How do you get over someone that never loved you, but that you loved very much? I'm going to flip this all the way to you. How do you learn to love? So let's take that first. How can you get over somebody that never loved you, but that you love very much? How do you learn to love and respect yourself so that people stop treating you like dirt? How can you learn to get over an awful past and create a pleasant future?
Well, more than a pleasant future, how about a fabulous future? I think a fabulous future is what we're going for here. So I think the key here is, and I say this to everyone I talk to about breakups, what's done is done. You can't change the past. You have a responsibility now not to give your heart away again to anyone who doesn't deserve it. So this is about signing, number one, an accountability contract with your heart and saying, I'm never giving it away foolishly again.
Right.
That's number one. Number two, forgive yourself for being in a relationship with somebody or loving someone who couldn't love you. That often comes down to self-esteem or patterns we saw play out at home. So this is probably not the first time, and the fact that you're alluding to other people treating you like dirt, really work on yourself. And again, don't get in another relationship until you've healed this stuff, because it's just going to repeat itself in relationship after relationship. So forgive yourself for loving someone who didn't love you. Let that person go. Love yourself more. And don't give your heart away again until you choose wisely.
So what I've written in The Problem with Women is Men, Volume 1, you have to know who you are, you have to know where you're going, and you have to know who's going with you. And that's in chronological order.
I like that.
If you get them out of order, you're going to end up picking somebody that may not be what you want as far as you going on your journey, or even who equals what you have in here. So you have to do that together. It doesn't have to be 100% baked, right? I mean, we're all learning, we're all kind of metamorphosing and evolving. But I would implore you to get into who you are and what you want out of life before you decide who's going to go with you on the journey.
Yeah, and work on that self-forgiveness piece. Really huge.
Does the audio still suck, Producer Fiona?
It does. Awesome.
Nice.
Mission accomplished.
Lisa, this is from C.
Hi, C.
That's a drink. Last year, Last year, I met this wonderful guy.
Who brought him?
Shut up. Last year, I met this wonderful guy. We had, not me, see.
Oh.
I met this wonderful guy.
Stories too.
We had 6 months of happiness until I was an idiot and pushed him away.
Okay.
The other week, he contacted me out of the blue and said he loved me even after all this time.
Okay.
He wanted to be with me, and I agreed to give it another go, as I can't stop loving him.
Okay.
Then he sent me a message telling me that he was ending the relationship, that he doesn't want to hurt me. And I just found out he's gone back to his ex again. I can't stop loving him, and it hurts to find this out. What can I do? Can I take this first?
Dude, go for it. This sounds like a hot mess to me.
Hot mess, hot and cold mess, right? So.
Sounds like they're both playing a game.
Well, they're playing with each other, right?
And it's not an intentional game, but it's still a game. And
it's
so
definitely
I say
a game.
Over.
Yeah, I say that too. But this guy left you alone and then pinged you, out of nowhere. So
well, he left her alone because she walked away, right?
Yeah, he met somebody and then she pushed him away. Then he came back, but then he said, no, I don't want to hurt you. And he went back to his ex. Like, there's this whole tug-of-war thing happening, right? Hot and cold. Here's the deal, okay? You pushed him away, then he pretended to come back, and then he went back to his ex. Like, leave him alone. Game over.
Game over.
Leave him alone. When he's real, he'll be there, okay?
If-
and when you're real,
if.
you'll be there.
If.
Yeah,
In this
if.
scenario, don't count on it. Move
Yeah,
on.
no doubt. No doubt.
Game over.
Game over. Let him go. What can you do? Nothing.
Move on.
Yeah, move on.
Yeah.
And our last goes out to S. Hi, S.
Hi, S.
I did it. I took your advice.
Woohoo!
And I stepped out of my type for men,
Woohoo!
which is very specific. So S has written into us before.
Yep.
I started dating this amazing man, and I do mean that wholeheartedly. He does everything
yay.
for him. He pays for dinner. He's just amazing with my daughter, who absolutely loves him. Here's the problem. While we were close friends before, I'm finding it difficult to view him out of the friend zone.
Dun, dun, dun.
He's absolutely fantastic, and I don't want to lose him. So she's talking about the passion that comes with a romantic relationship versus the platonic relationship.
Okay.
So how can she...
Are they romantic at all? Are they in a romantic relationship?
Well, it sounds like she says she's dating him.
Okay.
So that, to me, says romance.
Okay.
If not, S, right back in and
Yeah.
clarify. But what can you do? Well, that's tough, right? So, I mean, passion is that thing that exists.
Yep.
It's that chemistry. So,
Chemistry.
you know, you're taking it to the next level romantically because he's such a great guy. I guess I would come from a place of you have to figure out whether this is about you self-sabotaging, not into guys who are going to be good for you, so you're automatically not turned on.
Amen.
Right? And which happens a lot. Or is there just no chemistry? And sometimes that's the reality. No matter how great the person is, man or woman,
Yeah.
sometimes
there
there's
just
no
is
chemistry.
no chemistry.
So I that's what I would be advising. Like, is this about you trying to get out of a good situation that you're going to kick yourself for later,
Yeah.
or
And sometimes there
not?
just is no chemistry. Damn it! Been there.
I do want to talk about a success story.
Woohoo!
So A wrote into us a couple weeks ago on the show.
Hi, A.
She had a boyfriend who was addicted to porn that was cutting into their sex life.
Right, I remember this.
She wrote back in and said, I just want you to know I gave him the option of communicating and talking to me about what was going on with his sex life or nothing at all. And I thought I would be really emotional, but I ended up very strong.
Good.
And it worked. He listened. We're a lot better now and working on things together, and the porn has stopped too. Thank you for your help. I owe my newfound strength to you. It's very nice. But keep in mind, you owe your newfound strength to you. We can only inspire. So you are the one who took the action. So I want to say congratulations!
Yeah, geeky cheerleader, that's me. I say game on.
Nice.
Game on. And here's game on. I'm going to leave it there. I have a word of warning, but I'm going to just leave it there.
Game on. Game on. Enjoy it. If you have a question, visit us at facebook.com/thegameovershow. Lisa and I will get it here.
Here,
And
right on this couch. We read it right here. We snuggle. We have coffee with our new mugs. And we read your advice.
Join us tomorrow, but we're going to be tackling a bunch of other things leading up to the holiday.
We're going on hiatus. Thursday's our last show.
Yeah, Thursday the 20th is our last show, so join us all this week leading up to the 21st, and then we'll be back on the 6th.
With season 2.
Oh, 7th, yeah, with season 2 of the Game Over Show.
You can catch all season 1 episodes on demand at thegameovershow.com.
Right, so join us tomorrow. Until then, this has been the Game Over Show. I'm Charles Gerlando.
I'm Lisa Stedman.
Bye-bye.
Bye.